Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Derek, and in this video I'll be talking about motorcycles. Specifically, I'll be talking about things that you would never know if you're not a rider at all. If you're new here, the reason why I'm making such videos is so that you can learn from the mistakes that I've made, and you can learn from my experiences in general so that you can make a more informed decision and you don't have to go through the same thing as I did back then. So I definitely hope this helps you along the way. And before we proceed, do drop this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A disclaimer here is that I have my motorcycle license and I've been actively riding ever since. And most of the things that I'm covering in this video is based on my own experiences as well as my own knowledge. I do not represent any company, any motorcycle brand or any other riders out there because everyone have their own riding styles. Alright, so back to the topic for today on motorcycles. First fact about motorcycles, but this is with regards to purely in Singapore. In Singapore, there are 3 levels of license attached to motorcycles: Class 2B, Class 2A, as well as your Class 2 license. What differentiates the different classes would be the cc of the motorcycle that you are allowed to ride. For Class 2B is up to 200cc, for Class 2A is up to 400cc, and for Class 2 it's above and beyond. For those who might not know what cc stands for, it would be the cubic capacity of a vehicle's engine. So the higher the number, supposedly you will be able to produce a higher level of power or more torque. And I'm by no means any expert in this, but just based on my humble and basic understanding, the higher your cc, the more powerful your vehicle would be, which also might be in the form of how fast you can accelerate. So I personally believe that the reason why Singapore has divided the classes for motorcycle into 3 subcategories would be because of how dangerous it can be riding. And splitting them up into 3 subcategories would allow people with little to no experience to have more time to get themselves accustomed to riding, be familiar with the roads before they proceed on to having and taking on heavier motorcycles. So building on the previous point, how then can we progress through the different license categories? Upon passing and getting your Class 2B license, you will need to wait a year before you can qualify to go for your Class 2A. And subsequently, after passing your Class 2A, you will have to wait another year before you can qualify to go for your Class 2 license. So the next fact for motorcycles would be if you are a driver or if you drive cars or whatsoever, you're just on the road basically. I'm pretty sure most of you would not know this, but you know, for drivers, when you signal and make a turn, the signal will auto cancel after you make the turn, right? But in the case of motorcycles, we do not have the auto cancelling technology, at least for the older bikes. So basically we have to manually cancel it ourselves every time we signal. This is out to all drivers. Please do not take it to heart when you see a motorcycle just cutting into your lane and not signaling. I mean, definitely some of them do that because of the pure convenience of it. However, often we have to make split-second decisions, and signaling would definitely not be my utmost priority if I'm trying to dodge something on the road. And if you see a rider's signal being turned on for quite some time, he probably forgot to turn it off after he made the turn. Okay, moving on. One of the most annoying things that could happen for a rider would be definitely the weather, especially when it pours. And this is also out to all drivers, right? So please just understand if some riders are cutting and rushing into your lanes when it is raining heavily. No doubt it is dangerous. We're just trying to get to our destination as fast as we possibly could to avoid the rain. Another point I believe would be worthy to mention is that I would think that riders use more of their horns as compared to drivers would. And it is with good reason, of course. Motorcycles are naturally smaller than cars and we are definitely less visible. And by using the horn, we are trying to signal and notify the people around us that of our own presence. As much as it might come off as rude or otherwise, I would say it's mainly for safety purposes. So the next point would be on the finances required as well as the affordability of owning a motorcycle in Singapore. Just based off my own personal experience, I think that the monthly maintenance cost of a bike would be 1/10 that of a car. And with that, I'm comparing between those Honda, Yamaha bikes against those Japanese cars. In terms of affordability wise, I'm spending around $100 or so a month. And this cost includes things such as petrol, my road tax, insurance, parking fees, etc. I personally think that it's pretty decent and it's not too hard on the wallet if you were to compare it with public transport. And in terms of the cost of a motorcycle, I believe as of the COE prices right now, an entry-level 2B bike would be standing around 12k to 15k, whereas a Class 2A motorcycle would be likely in the range of 20 to 30k, and a Class 2 bike would usually be above and beyond 30k. But for most of us, we will be looking at the second-hand market for our first bike usually. And my personal recommendation would be to get a second-hand bike when you first start out, for the simple reasons of financial capabilities as well as the potential of you having to upgrade subsequently in the later years. And last but not least, getting a second-hand bike would tend to come with some form of problems because it is naturally a used bike. So you can expect yourself to be learning a lot more about your motorcycle along the way, such as replacing the motorcycle chains, the sprockets, the tires, the brake, etc. This will give you a lot more knowledge and make you a lot more responsible in terms of learning more about your bike and how you can better take care of your bike. So if there are anything that you would be interested to find out more about, do comment them down below. So that's all that I have for now. If you felt that the things mentioned in this video has helped you one way or another, do drop this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If not, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.